Hello everyone, how are you today? This is Paula and I'm back for us to just play with some book pages, Christmas paper, and images. So, I have no plan. I just thought we'd do some of my favorite things that I like to make, only with Christmas. So we just did this, and I learned that from Crafty Cat. Okay, so we're gonna do one of these first, just one. And what you do is you need 4 book pages, okay? And what you need to do with the book pages is glue them together, 2 together, and then the rest of it is just stitching around it and stuff like that, and decorating it, because we're going to collage, but only after we stitch. Now I have red thread in my machine, and I forgot to open it up and pull it over here, but we'll do it. It's no biggie. Now, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I've had a busy day. I worked on an album, a photo album. I make a lot of them, and they're expensive to make. Much time involved, and but I love making them. And this one I didn't have any kind of instructions or anything, and so my friend and I both made one, and we decorated the front how we wanted to decorate it, right? You want a glimpse? I'll let you see. Now, my thing is to do fronts. I love decorating fronts of albums. But we had a Christmas in 2013 where our PJs, here I'll show you the front. I just put burlap back here, and then I just decorated it with some chipboard that wasn't part of the kit. Anyway, so, and I say kit, I mean the paper line. Okay. And so I'm just going to show you real quick just a couple little things, because how can I not? And you know, I took pictures of my village that I made, and then I split them up in 2s and put them together. Here's my girls. And I'm not going to show you a bunch, but I'll show you a few things. Here's the girls and mamas. My daughter and daughter-in-law acting silly. My Lucy and Charlie and the boys. Yeah. Look at this piece here. Yeah. There's my boys. Charlie didn't know what in the world was going on. He just woke up. He's like, really? So see, all of them had the black and red check on. The boys did. And I tried to get it for the girls, but I couldn't find anything. And Charlie had a little romper that was black and white. And let me get over here where you can see the daddies. Here's another one of my village. I hand painted all of mine. This was my tree then. It's different now, but here is the village again. Here's my son and my son-in-law. And here's Charlie being kissed, wanting to be put down. And there he is, just trying his best to laugh. This is the boys all in there. It's kind of hard because it looks like, it almost looks like there's water in there, but there better not be. There shouldn't be. I didn't notice that when I was putting it together. Have to go back and check that out later. But anyway, and here's the last little bit of my journal. I mean not my journal, my little village. Here's the kiddos there. But yeah, so it was a lot of fun. Oh, and my favorite thing of all times. If you've never done one, you need to do one. Just buy a cute snap album, and here is the kids with their stockings. Not Charlie. Charlie he slept a lot through Christmas that year. He was little. He was not very old. Okay, so here, let's get back to work or we won't get it done. Okay, so we're going to put these, I'm going to move some things over out of the way for now because I forgot about my sewing machine. But we're going to get it done, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, he's a little boy then. Okay, I'm going to pull this over so you guys can see. Let me make sure you can. Oh, nope. Not very close, right? Well, I'll turn the camera as we get ready to sew. And that way we won't have any problems. Okay, now. So what I want to do is put these two pages together. But we're not going to put them together until they're collaged, okay? But first, we need to collage one of the two sets. You want to look and see where the center is, okay? So the center is going to be right here. You take just the top set of pages, and you just kind of go like that. You decide how deep you want it. And then you're going to take it and fold it back here. All the way back to this spot. And you guys, some of you guys probably remember, it hadn't been that long ago that I did this with regular stuff. But I just needed some Christmas ephemera for when it is actually Christmas, right? Okay, now I'm going to only do that to one side. And then I'm going to put glue back here to glue it down. And then we shouldn't have to glue anything except the paper. Okay, there we go. Now, let me move some of this over. My goodness. Don't have room for anything, it seems like. It's really crowded lately. Have you noticed that your scrap room is like mine and getting super crowded? I tell you what. So I think we'll just go with traditional green and red because I feel like those are the colors that we mostly use, right? I'm going to get this in here too, right here. Now, and of course it's not open. You know where I got these little... Button Farm had this big sale. You know, I told you about it in one of the previous or past videos. And, yeah, $2.97 for every one of these, you know, collections that I bought 3 or 4, you know. I didn't know if I had the collection or not, but I bought them for things like this, you know, when you decide to collage. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, it is thicker than using, you know, regular collaging paper. So I want to go under here, like this is going to fold back, but we want to go right here, okay, and get it collaged. And I'm thinking that I really like this red. Let's see if it's 1 piece, 2 pieces. Nah, we'll collage it on there. Now, let me get my tear tool because we don't want it to look perfect, right? How do I want to do this? Let's do it like this. And it's going to make a difference on how it lays down too because, you know, it's going to be a little harder to put down with glue stick. But we'll do it. We'll make it happen. So I just decided to go all the way around this because why not? We're going to be using it, right? And so we'll do that just like this. Now we want to see if we have anything else that would look good with that. Maybe we can do, I just think it doesn't really matter because we're gonna be putting it under there, but I think I still want to do it in, you know, a couple pieces. I don't want it, well, there you go. I don't like it when it tears and shows the white, so I've got to get rid of that now. Are you guys that way? Some people like it that way, but I don't. I hate when the paper's so thick. I should have got some cheap Christmas paper, and I have it. It would be a lot easier. It's right behind me. Just a moment. I say I have it, and then I won't be able to find it probably. Some old Christmas. Where are you, old Christmas? You know, sometimes you get rid of things. Just a second. Well, I guess I don't have it anymore. I'm sorry, guys. I thought I did. But that's okay. We'll just carry on. And do what we got to do here. All right, so I'm going to kind of tear these, and I am tearing back, even though it shows I'm not there. Let's try getting these. I want to put it right here along this edge, and I probably will end up doing a, let's move it over a little bit more. Okay. Now, I'm going to lay this here. It has nutcrackers on the back side. You want to put a little bit heavier coat because it's heavier paper. This is not flimsy paper at all. So we're going to go about right to there. I hope you guys can see. Let me look because I'm in kind of close quarters here. Makes it kind of hard, huh? And so I'm thinking too, what might look good is just some green back there also. So I'm going to find my favorite green here. Oh, there's some plaid. We could do 2 plaids, right? Okay. Well, I'm not going to tear around this whole thing. It just takes too long. So we'll just tear what we need. Okay. So I'm going to go about like this. And we'll tear this part here on the end. And let's see, how much do we want? I'm thinking about like that. Okay, now, let's see if that glues down without any problems. My fingernails, for some reason, will not pick up anything today. Oh my goodness, I worked. I worked all day in that little book. But that's all right. I had so much fun. It took me, well, I got them developed the day before because Walgreens had, and the sale's over, unfortunately. Walgreens had, you could develop 25 pictures for $0.01 each. And that was just about what I needed. And then as it turns out, I had scrapbooked those pictures already in their albums. Not all the pictures, but a few. And, of course, I haven't scrapbooked in forever, it feels like. I got to get busy. I'm really behind. But now this is how this is going to look. Now, let me make sure we missed a little edge there. So we'll put a little bit of white or red on that side. Come on out of there. Okay. So we'll just do like this. I must have tore that backwards. Okay. Trying to go heavy on the color here. Yeah, I don't want it to be like perfectly straight. I'm trying to make it look a little crooked. And look, I went the wrong direction, so I know how to solve that, don't you? We just pull that sucker up before it glues. And we'll go this other direction, just like this. Awesome. Except I didn't get that little edge, and it's the only thing I didn't get the edge on. We got to have the edge, right? Okay, trim any excess, of course. I know you guys know how to do this probably as far as collaging, but I got to tell you, I love when you guys do it with me. Okay, so I think we're going to put up in this corner this red, okay? And now that is a big piece of red. We're not going to just use red and green. I'm going to see what else I can come up with. But we need a place to use the glue stick because you got to really get some on there. Okay, so I'm going to line it up the best you can and cover as much as you can. Okay. Now this is going to be more heavy duty than most of your items you collage. Okay. Tear that right there. I'm not going to worry about any white portions because it'd make me crazy if I did. Now, behind the green is like a solid green, so you know, you never know, that could end up being a portion that we like. So let's see what else is in here besides plaid. We don't want to just do plaid. There's snowflakes and there's wreaths, but you know, I like what's on the back of this, which is gold. Let's try some gold. I didn't even realize it had gold on it back there, so kind of a new thing for us to try, right? Okay. I hope you guys have enjoyed the Christmas, I hope you've enjoyed the Christmas videos. I have one more book. I have a traveler's notebook that I completed a day or two ago. I just haven't done a video on it yet, but I will. And the day I do the video is the same day it usually goes up in my store. Okay, so we're going to go like this, okay, and add it at an angle, and then we'll just do like this, and then we can fix we'll fix the end also, okay? Now, let's see if I can keep this down at this angle. Miss Weakland here. That's another thing about using the heavier paper. There we go. Once you get it started, it's easier. I got to see what I can do with this edge here. Okay. One paper at a time. That's all I can say, is that we got to do one paper at a time. I do plan on picking up on my, why did that end do like that? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, it's okay. I'll fix it. picking up on my card series. I just had to stop while we did other things. Kind of just have to work it in as I can. I kind of plan on doing it on and off, you know. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. Okay. Now, I'm not super crazy about this gold, but I'm going to hang on to it because, you know, I think it looks good. Now, I really want to come up with another kind of green. There's the reefs. Those are pretty. Here's holly leaves. It's almost black on that one. Oh, here's a different kind of green right there. It's not really a plaid, it's more like a check. But now I think we're going back through the papers again. Yeah, we are. So here is some music sheet. Let's use that. Now, we want to do this other side with music sheet. But first we got to tear. We got to tear, we got to tear. So let's tear here first and hope that we're in the right spot. Or at the right angle. I put it that way. All right. Keep your fingers crossed. I can tear. Woo, I did. I made it. Okay, now this goes on the outside. No, I said I wanted green over there. Ugh. So we'll put this red right here because I do really like this red. So we got to have it somewhere, right? Every time I do a video, I have to chase glue bottles. And it's kind of gotten to be comical to me because I'm like, seriously? Let me get a green. More of a solid light green. Not solid, but I kind of like that check. There it is. And then, if we want, we can use some of this side too. Because I like the way that looks, don't you? Let's do the green first on this side. There we go. Move that out of the way. Now, I'm looking here to see where we need to tear. I'm just going to kind of tear at an angle. Oops, that wasn't the right way. It's hard when you're doing this, you know, doing this heavy paper because sometimes it just doesn't work out. You know, you have all these different angles going in. I don't know, sometimes I don't like it as well. But when it's Christmas, you can take anything on, right? All right, here we go. Now let's see if this is going to be the right size. Yes. Yes, it is. Now, a lot of times people ink, but at Christmas I'm less likely to ink. And I kind of really like the white caps that kind of come off of this paper. Right there. Okay. And I think just a little bit of this green. Not much. Let's just do it at an odd angle. Not really odd. It seems almost like all the angles we've been doing, right? Here, we'll do it like that. Give it a little bit of a different look. That didn't work. Okay, let me get my book up here so you can see too. Now, I'm going to put the green plaid. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it. I just really need to cover up that one spot I missed there in the middle. But I didn't want it to look like a patch job. So I kind of did my own thing. And I think I'm going to go ahead and add some of this music sheet to the book, or the page also. And we'll just do it right here. All right. So that's already cut. So let's see how far up I need to go. And I'm just going to do a strip. We hadn't done that yet, right? All right, so we're going to do it. I'm going to get some of this off. It's a little on the thicker side for me. I don't mind the white tips. I just don't want them to be as big as the part of the paper that you are trying to achieve. Okay. Now, let's do like this. Let's do like this. Because then we can just go straight down. Because see, we need this part to be covered right there. So we'll just cover it from up there down. Just barely over the edge of this paper. Watch it not be right when I get up here. It should be pretty close. I'll put it that way. Okay, that didn't work. So, what did I do wrong? I think it's because I just gave a little bit at the top. Let me hold this down better. And see, it's trying to pop up, and well, I tell you what, it keeps messing around. It's not going to get to be in the party. Okay, let's just tear it. I'm starting to think this is not going to work. There we go. We'll just kind of do it a little bit of an angle there. Not my best collaging, but it's got to do. And the crazy thing is I probably have some paper that will tear better. Whoops, that didn't work either, did it? There we go. All right, this is not sticking. Are you shocked? That's what it is with this heavy paper. I just need to find a, even if it's it's not double-sided and it's just one-sided paper. I'm going to grab some out of my scrap drawer here in a minute because I think it'd be more fun for us if we have some that looks better. Down. Kind of wants to flip up right there. Okay, so this is going to be good enough. I think it's good enough. And what we're going to do is trim off these crazy edges. Uh-oh. I think I'm cutting straight. That still had the raggy edge of the paper. Okay, so that's not too bad. I don't really like this. And yeah, and it's not sticking down very good on this side. So it's coming off of there one way or another. I'm just saying. It's coming off there one way or another. There we go. Oh, and now it's left a little spot. I can solve that. Here we go. Doesn't really match that much, but it will work. Okay, so this little edge is still kind of up, so I'm just going to get some glue under there, put it down. Yeah, everything else is down. All right, so now let me get these scraps out of our way and put this over here. Get our sewing on. Now, when I sewed before on these, where's my other part? Here it is. This glue's bouncing everywhere. So I'm going to turn you toward the sewing machine, if you don't mind. There you go. Now we're going to zigzag. And what I suggest to you, it looks, you know, okay, this still looks weird, doesn't it? I just don't think I could tolerate it. Let's see if we can get it off. If not, we'll cover it with something else. You know, I don't want the bulkiness from it, so I'm trying to get that off for that reason. So, I'm going to go ahead and put on here. The only thing is it would be the only thing that is this bright. But I'm just going to actually tear down through there. And I don't know how long we're going to do it. So we'll just add this right here. Right here along this way. I'm just going to do it long ways right there. I kind of like the way that looks. So here we go. Now probably it's still going to have a rough space there where we pulled that up. And I may have to go back and after we stitch it and do something with it. Okay, so here we go. Let's put it here, not all the way up, but a little ways down. And just keep it, you know, all the way to the edge. Right where we're going to be sewing. No, we're not going to sew here. Or do I usually sew? I got to look back at my other one before I can tell you if... No, I have not sewn there, but I think it needs to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch this first. I think if we had done it the right way the first time, we're going to stitch this first. Now, you really need to let your glue settle down. But, you know, it dries pretty fast when it's... There we go. Now I didn't back stitch here because we're going to be stitching on the top portion. But I like the way that looks, right? So now what I want to do is I do want to do a little bit of, where is my lid? I do want to do a little bit of inking before we put them together. Now, see how this is? It's too white for me. And I'm going to go around the outside, around this outside. Now, as far as inside the page, like right in here, that's really more, you know, I don't care if it's dark, light, whatever. I'm going to go across here real quick. This is what brought it to my attention, was making sure we had it right there. Now, okay, here we go. I'm going to close this up and get our... Now, I didn't trim this one, did I? It needs to be trimmed too. I think I'll wait until we sew it together and trim it. I'm going to go ahead and clip some of these so that it all holds into place nicely. I'm not going to clip it everywhere, but just in the important spots like the corners and I want it to stay together. So, and you just have to pull them off as you go. And they're just really, it's really just the bottom. And I might put one on the other side. And then that will be it. I bought new clips to do this, and I always forget to set them out. So here we go. We're going to do it with these, okay? Now, I will go ahead and do a backup here. I'm leaving a little bit of room around the outside because I like to trim it to a certain shape. I like to round the corners and all that. And we'll see if that will work with this scrapbook paper. Yeah. There we go. Let's see. Kind of tore that edge a little bit, but it'll be all right. This is going to be really dark. I guess I'm just so used to collaging with copy paper that I just kind of am like, I like doing it with copy paper better. That's all right. Another thing I just noticed that we should have done, and that is stitch on this pocket here. I tell you, next time I'll have the whole thing correct when I make it. Yes, I'm laughing at myself. It's not hard. All right, so I'm going to turn it back where you guys can see up and down. Let me get it in here. I gotta make sure I'm not shutting the phone off here. I can't believe we're already at 37 minutes, almost 38. That's how things go when you're having a party, right? I'm going to be just continuing on the best we can do to get done with the different things. And I'm going to attempt... Let me see how the bottom will trim. I like to trim around the edges, but not onto the stitching. So if you don't have room, you know, because of the stitching, you don't want to force it. Okay? And I really, the way I've made them before is I've curved the corner. So I'm just barely going to curve it because I really stitched too close to do anything too fancy. Okay, now I'll go down here and see if I can do this corner. Yeah, we can do it. It's lots easier if it's not as thick. I'll tell you that much. So what I'm thinking, it would have been nice to have stitches right here. I'm thinking, let me see, do we want to do, I'm thinking we need to definitely put some kind of trim on there, right? And I'm looking here, guys, just give me a second. This is called not really pre-planning. I'm thinking I want to do some kind of something, but that's so thick. Maybe we can do a tree and a cluster. He also got this cute little reindeer. Maybe we do him over here. I like him. Now, we may use all of these before it's said and done in one of the videos. You know, we just never know. I don't never know what I'm going to do next. So let me get some trim down and see if I don't have any red, which really I think we need to come back with something not so You know what I mean? So let me look in my other box here. You know, I always have several boxes going on. What did I do with it? Oh, I did buy a bunch of new Christmas stuff, but it's not really ribbon. Oh, I got green right there. Let's try this. It may be too dark, but you know, we're just having fun, right? And you can adapt to whatever I'm doing and make it your way. And, you know, I'm just giving you ideas. Some of the stuff I love to do, you know. And I'm going to get this little reindeer out of here so I can move this package. All right, now I'm just going to look and see. This might be, you know, too much. I thought we could hang it like right here since it didn't get zigzagged. But that's not necessarily something we have to do. And if we do, we're going to glue it, not stitch it. Does what you're thinking, right? So I kind of like when that hangs over. And then so you can get right down here and you can make like a little dart. You guys know what darts are? What we used to call darts when we sewed, was just where you took up a space, maybe if you wanted to take it up to fit better or whatever. And I have done clothes that way a lot over the years. So okay, there we go. This is going to go right here. I like this trim. And then I'm going to see if I can do it and make it go up the other way without being too, you know, noticeable. Probably going to have to just pinch this down. You know what? I'm just going to start doing it and be done with it because I think it'll look good. I have faith. I don't know, but we'll see. I do have faith. And I'm going to add a little bit of glue right here where the side will be because we don't want it to be this stupid bottle. It does not like to stand. So I'm just doing this in first, and I'm going to take the pointed part right there. Now, this part sticking out, we're going to leave, but we're going to make sure that is in the area there, the pointed area. Now, let me add right here. It doesn't look like it's wanting to stick right there. Ugh. I have filled this glue up already once today because it's been crazy. I've been busy. Okay, here we go. But I didn't forget about my peeps. Okay, so we're going to go like this. And it's going to make kind of a weird look, and I'm going to fix that. So let me get here where I can cut this the right way. And if it's too much, we can take some more off. Yeah, we'll have to. Take a little bit more off. See what happens. Okay, here we go. Just a tiny bit. Watch me cut too much. Pretty close to being too much right there. And that will help me decide then what I want to do in the middle. Okay, here we go. A little bit right there. Can never have, you know, too much when it can come off somewhere. You know, stuff like this is handled a lot in a journal. So you just want to make sure it's exactly how you would want it to be if it were yours. That's what I focus on. Now, here in the middle, there's no folding it down. You can fold it to one direction or another. It should have not, it glued itself shut, I think. But I'm going to get something small to make sure. I'm going to go up in there and make sure. No, it's open. So what we can do is we can flatten it. Let's see if it'll let us flatten it. Let me get up in there, the right spot. There we go. Now, if we can flatten it, it'll look better. We may not have enough going on there. Let's see. I think we do, but what are we gonna glue it down with, right? That's what I'm thinking. Let me get around to this side and hold it. And see if we can't put some glue there in the middle, up under. And hope that it will flatten without any problems. We're going to take it whatever it does. It's not a big deal. Especially when there's so many embellishments out there that you can, you know, you can glue anything to, you know, be like you want it to, or cover it or whatever. So I think that's pretty good when you take into consideration, let me get a wipey. When you take into consideration what all ended up there. Now, I have more than one kind of reefs. I kind of think a reef would be cute there. So let me just see what that would look like. I've got them right here. I just got to get the right bag. Now these are just tinsel wreaths, or let me see here. I also have some flat ones. They're just not as exciting as I want them to be. And I have some glittery or tinsel ones. That's all fun. I think we're going to do those. Now, I know some of you are screaming, no, don't use those. I get it. Okay, now, they have sticky on the back. So, I've already got little icicles coming off right there. So, do we want red or do we want green? I think we want red. The red looks so cute. I got to figure out how to get it off of this paper. One way I know is to just cut it in half, because it's the only one left on that side. So we can put this back where it came from. All right, and then, yeah. Now I got to get it off this paper though. See, it has a little ring on the back. There we go. That's how you do it. Let me get this out. You want to try to avoid getting it in the tinsel, you know. So we're going to put it here, right in the center, just like that. Now, the whole reef should stay down because it's got a ring on the back, okay? And that's where I put the glue. So what do you think? What do you think? I like it. I think what I thought was going to be, really turned out nice. I cut around this and forgot to ink it again. You could trim those off if they bug you. And, you know, if after putting them in your storage box waiting for Christmas, they look ragged, just trim them off. That's the best thing to do. You think we should just trim them off? I'm going to leave them, and you guys will see how it turns out. So, here we go. We have our little pocket. So now I think we need to make a card to go inside that. All right? So let's get our stuff together here again. Get in order. And let me see what we've got. Maybe we could just take a journaling card. I've got a bunch floating around here. You know, I've bought journaling cards for so long, and because I like them. Not because it makes it easy for me, but I mean, that's nice too. But I like how they end up looking. And so you want to kind of go with your color tones. Now this is cute, but we'd have to really grunge it up. Do you know what I'm saying? It would have to be grunged up. So that's on the maybe list. And I'm looking here to see what else we have. There's something, this one I like too. It says be merry. So it's going on the maybe. And really, out of the ones I have here, we've got it down to 2, and I don't think we should make it any more difficult on ourselves. So let's see what we end up liking. Now I'm going to ink as I talk. Oh, it looks like this one's maybe had been considered for something else and was put back on the shelf. Poor little guy. So we don't have a lot of inking to do for this one. Okay, now this needs to be covered. And you're probably saying, why are you covering it? It's Christmas. Well, I'm covering it because you can't journal on black. You know what I'm saying? You cannot journal on black. So let me find some paper that I think complements this page. Trying to find some that doesn't have a whole lot on it. Now, I think we need something thicker. So I'm going to use some of this paper. This is, I don't know how to describe it. It's not your ordinarily everyday paper. It feels, it's lighter than cardstock. But it was for a mixed media book I was working on, and it was the paper I couldn't get into the mixed media book. So, yeah. Wouldn't fit. Now, if we're going to stitch on this, we have to wait till this dries. I won't use Fabri-Tac to stitch around on my sewing machine until it's dry. Once it dries, I don't have a problem with it. Okay, let's get down here a little closer. So what I do is I just lay along the edge so it keeps me from having to do much cutting. So this little guy won because of the journaling lines and because the color scheme was right. We probably will just straight stitch when this dries. Okay. All right, I'm going to let it just hang out here. Well, I'll cut it out and then it'll be ready to be stitched. I don't have to worry about that. And then we can still look at how it's going to look. Okay. Yeah, got a little bit of an edge right there at the end and on the bottom. So let's see if I can stay on the paper and stay off the journaling card. Ha ha! It worked. So now I want to ink it just a little bit to cover up the cut edges and get a little bit of what is on the back. Okay. Because it just makes it look white. But see, you can't even tell. I didn't put lines on it, but it's a good journaling spot. Okay, so when this dries, I will stitch it. What did I do with my paper pad? Okay, let me put that back in there. Okay, when it dries, we'll stitch around this with a single stitch, straight stitch. But this is how it will look, and I think it's really adorable. See, it just looks cute with that notebook edge. Don't you think? we're done with this one. Ha ha. Okay, so let's see what else we can do. I'm thinking if we have time, we don't. I can't believe it took all that time to do that. But it turned out cute, didn't it? So we'll just continue just crafting right off the cuff and see what we come up with. And I think it's going to be fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed, I would so appreciate it. And, you know, I work really hard to put the videos together. And it's a lot of work. I love it. But it does not allow me a lot of times just to do fun things that, you know, I want to do. But don't get me wrong. This is all fun to me. And I enjoy it. And I like my peeps. And I just like to see us grow a little bit. And so if you haven't subscribed, please do. And I will see you in the next video. And welcome to new subscribers. My original peeps know how much I like them and love them. See you next time. Bye.